Hello everyone. Great to see everyone on day 2. So let me share the details here. Thanks, Vijay. Thanks, Prashant. Thanks, Sham. Amazing. So good that we have joined in for yet another day. Let me share the passcode. Good to see you, Kamle sir. Great. Thanks everyone for joining in. People who are watching us on any of our social channels like YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, I request you to go into the description, click on the Zoom link and join directly into the Zoom session. Right? Okay, great. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with our Ho Opno technique. Once we finish our Ho Opno, we're going to get directly into our session. Okay, great. I request you to close your eyes. Right. During the session, I'm going to say, take my own name. You're going to take yours. I'm going to say Sachi, or you're going to take your own name. Right. We're going to talk to our beautiful spirit, our energy. Put your hand on your heart. Relax your breath. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your cheeks. Relax your shoulders. Relax your back. Relax your feet. Great. We're going to use these 4 statements. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Okay. I'm really sorry, Sachi. Here you'll be taking your name for not taking care of you. I'm really sorry, Sachi, for disconnecting with you. I'm really sorry, Sachi, for leaving you alone. I am the one who judges you so much. I am the one who criticizes you so much. Please forgive me for underestimating you. Forgive me for not believing in you. Thank you, dear Sachi, for letting me have this beautiful experience of life. Thank you. From now on, it doesn't matter who doesn't love you. It doesn't matter who doesn't appreciate you. Because I promise you, from now on, I love you and I'm here. I would never let you go again. Thank you so much. Rub your hands together. Put your energy to your face. Yes. So you can put one word in the chat box. How is the experience, right? So people who are joining us on our social channels, I request you to directly join onto our Zoom session. Thank you so much. So we have a lot of people who are joining us from our social channels. Okay, amazing. Great. So now we are going to begin our session. Yesterday, because we have done our day one. So let me just share my screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Great. Okay. So if you're able to see my screen, type yes in the chat box. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Vijay. Now, because we have covered in our previous session about the evolution of money and evolution of how the cryptocurrencies, the currencies altogether, today we are going to understand a little more fundamentals of blockchain, right? So here we will first discuss what were the issues with the currencies, right? So we can see that that money can be represented in many various ways, but what was we can also represent it with bits and strings, right? So we are going to we are going to learn a little more about that. Okay, so this is a screen share. Sure. Okay. Great. So we'll learn a little about encryption and hashing. So earlier, the oldest use of cryptography is encryption. For example, a person A wants to send a message to person B, and we do not want another person, let's just say F, to understand whatever is being sent. We encrypt it, right? So that is like, for example, you speak to any of your friends in sign language, right? Only that person understands. The other person will not understand that code language, right? So that is what is encryption. But in computers with use of cryptography, we have complex algorithms that are going to do the encryption, right? For example, Alice sends a message M to Bob without Eve understanding the message. So how do we do that? That is the use of encryption. Now let's just say, what is public key encryption, right? So basically, if publicly you send a message, but only the person who has a key will be able to decrypt it. So that is the public key encryption. So now B tells the world about the message, but there's a secret, that key that only helps it decrypt. So now if A wants to communicate with B, she can encrypt the message, and the only way to decrypt the message is the knowledge of the secret, right? So thank you so much for the joining us. And if at all you have any other queries or anything, you can unmute or type in the chat box itself. People who are joining us on our social channels, I request you to put your feedback on the comment section. Great. Now, so now what is an hash function? So we need to understand that the function, whenever you're giving an input to a function, let's just say the name of the function is h, right? If you're giving it an input h of x, it is going to return a fixed length summary value, right? So that is hash. We are going to do a demo of it. It will become a little easier also, right? So let me share this particular link with you all in the chat box. right? So this is one of the hash function, which is the SHA-256. SHA-256 is something that is being used in blockchain, right? So different blockchains or cryptocurrencies use different hashing function. Now Bitcoin uses SHA-256. So now what SHA-256 does is, whenever you give an input, let's just say I'm going to give an input double A, double B. Okay, so you can see that it is converted into a complex string, right? And it is very unique to that particular letter. Now, even if I add a simple character also, the whole string changes, right? So now hashing functions work in that particular fashion, right? So let me share the link on the chat once again, right? So now you can see that with a small change in the string, you're going to get a heavy or huge change in the hash. So what this hash function helps is, whenever a new node or new transaction happens on the blockchain, that gets connected with this hash. And whenever there is any change in that particular hash function, because even if a small change happens in the hash function, you can see that the whole message changes, right? So it is very difficult to tamper, or that is the reason we say blockchain, the nature of the blockchain is the transactions are immutable. So they cannot be changed. Even if there's a change, it is very easily identified, right? So that is the reason the security of the blockchain or Bitcoin here comes with the transaction level encryption, right? So because it's a distributed ledger, everybody has access to the list of transactions, but because of the encrypted messaging, you'll only be able to you'll not be able to decrypt it easily, right? A few properties of hash functions are it is very difficult to re hash it. Like, for example, if somebody gives you this message, so if I'm going to paste that particular hash to you and give it to you, and if I ask you to go ahead and decrypt it, it is computationally infeasible. You'll not be able to know the input given the output, right? So that is the reason this is very secure. So there are many hashing functions which also have a way to decrypt, but with SHA-256, it is possible. The decryption is possible, but it is going to take lots of years to just decrypt one particular hash, right? So those are a few properties of hash functions. Now you can see that if I type double A, the hash is different. And if I make single character changes also, the hash is completely different, right? So how many of you understood hashing functions clearly, right? If you understood what is a hash function, type U in the chat box, right? So what you understood is encryption is the way to let the other person only know that particular message without anybody else trying to know what is there in the message. So if I want to send some message to Vishal, I'll be able to send the message to him, but without the other person knowing it, right? So there is a key, a secret key that I will only give it to Vishal, or only I have. That is where I can decrypt the message, right? So that is how this encryption works. And one of the encryption technique is hash functions, and Bitcoin uses a hash function which is called SHA-256, right? So that is the reason where the whole blockchain is secure, right? So let me share my screen to also let you know a little about the applications that we use. Okay, so if you're able to see my screen, type S in the chat box. Okay, amazing. So basically, now if you look at blockchain applications, each of the blockchain application has the nature of decentralized ledger, right? So the whole concept of blockchain application is ownership with everyone, right? So that is the reason the blockchain application are also called decentralized application, right? So that is also in short called dApps, right? So decentralized applications. Okay, so now traditional applications, Google, Facebook, or Twitter, how they work is they have their own APIs. For example, you are searching somebody's name on Facebook. They have a way to get that output, take the input and get an output saying so and so these are the results. So that is how the traditional applications interact with the database with the help of APIs, right? So, but with blockchain applications, a user, because there is no central platform, the user himself accesses something on the network, which is the blockchain network, with the use of something called smart contracts, right? So what is a smart contract? It is a small logic which will give the feel of automation, which will give the property of automation within blockchains. Let me give you an example. So for example, if you are a supply chain, if you're working on a supply chain system and you want to automate whenever there is a delivery of one particular good or particular item, you automatically want a notification to be sent to the people who have sent it, right? Or if somebody makes a payment, their wallet automatically gets deducted and the person who is receiving it automatically gets the cryptocurrency. Okay, so that sort of automation, because that is very simple, right? If you want to do an automation, you use smart contracts. So that is the reason we use smart contracts. It will help in doing automation on the network. So whenever you make any particular smart contract, it is going to take something called a transaction fee, which is also known as gas, right? In the blockchain, or especially in Bitcoins, you'll know that whenever you make a transaction, there is a particular fees that get charged, that is called gas, and that is deducted from the user's wallet. Okay, so in traditional application, what happens is Google, Facebook, Twitter, they have their own revenue making system. They earn based upon their advertising methods, right? So basically our own data is being used for generating income. So you do not have to pay Google or Facebook. These are free applications. But in blockchain applications, which are decentralized applications, if at all, because every user is connected to each other, right? I'm connected to Vishal, Vishal is connected to Damodar and Vivek and Rana. So everybody is connected to everyone, right? So if I want to directly reach out or find on the network so and so person name, so that is going to take a very nominal amount of transaction fee, very, very little amount that automatically gets deducted from the wallet. So that is how we use smart contracts to do a lot of automation, right? So let me just give you an understanding of the technology stack. So what happens in a traditional application is there is a front end and there is a back end. Similarly, in blockchains also, there is the same layout. There is a Web3 API. You can do your front end. Like, for example, you are creating a platform where you can purchase an NFT. So the front end would be made on HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. You can use any of the technology which is current Web 2 technology. Then you would be interacting with the Web3 APIs using a backend language. Let's just say one of the language that we use teach in our programs, the BL Bronze programs also, is Solidity. Now, Solidity is a language that is useful in creating these smart contracts, right? So now the smart contracts are written in this language, Solidity, and this is very much similar to JavaScript. Okay, so that is the technology stack. Backend, you write in Solidity. The front end is there in HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, right? So you interact via an Web3 API. Okay. So now what are the advantages, you may ask? Because autonomy, meaning whatever smart contract you write, there is no need for an intermediate platform, right? So it is directly one-to-one, and that is the reason you have that feel of complete control, right? The trust, all of the documents are encrypted on the shared ledger. We have seen the encryption methods also. They are encrypted very strongly, and that is the reason you can be with more trust that your documents are super safe, right? So accuracy, now smart contracts are not just only faster and also cheaper, though they take a very nominal like 0.00001 Ethereum, or let's just say something, right? So this avoids a lot of errors also, right? Smart contracts will automate a lot of manual work that you can do on blockchain, right? So these are a few properties that make smart contracts and the whole blockchain more autonomous, more trust based, and more accurate. Okay. So now, if you want to understand about blockchain wallets, right? How the blockchain wallets operate is, because all the transaction is happening with connected of the wallet. The wallet is a simple and like any other digital wallet, but you do not have to create a new wallet with every service. One central wallet you will have, which can connect to many other applications, right? So now if you see, you don't have to remember various blockchain accounts and the balances, because you just have to have one wallet. So that is one of the property of the blockchain wallet. So you will have your own ID or your own wallet ID, with which you will do transactions, with which you can hold cryptocurrency or gas amount, and with which you can do transactions also, right? So the blockchain wallets allow instant transactions, right? Once you are entering somebody else's wallet ID, you can instantly send the amount to them, right? So all of the records of the history of the blockchain transactions are all saved within your wallet, and you can access it at any moment, right? So now, if you want to understand a little more about smart contracts, what is smart contract? A smart contract is a computerized protocol wherein you write a few rules, and these rules themselves are not changeable, right? So if at all you have written a logic and you have made it live, you'll not be able to make changes in that, right? You can create a new smart contract with a improved logic, but you'll not be able to change the logic of the smart contract that you have already made live on the network. The reason is, if you make the smallest element of the blockchain logic immutable, the whole blockchain network has the property of immutability, right? So now smart contracts are those rules which are not changeable. Okay. So how many of you have understood till now what are smart contracts? They are the rules that are useful to automate a lot of manual work. What is the technology stack? And we use Solidity, a language called Solidity, to write smart contracts, and which sits in the backend. Yes, thank you so much, Ria, Rana. Thank you so much, Vivek. Right. So we use Solidity to write smart contracts, right? So now every other blockchain or every other network has its own, way to a language to write its smart contracts. Now Ethereum is most widely used network. In that, you can see that we use Solidity, right? So similarly, to write smart contracts, we'll understand a little about that also soon. Right. So now how does a smart contract work? Right. So for example, there is an agreement that is created, and this agreement is nothing but, for example, if I'm going to send some particular products to anybody on the network, so I make all these details available in the agreement, and based upon set conditions, like let's just say if it's an insurance, right, the person will get the insurance only if he meets a set conditions. So those, if conditions are met, then the smart contract will automatically get executed because the conditions are met and he'll get the insurance, right? So that was one of the example. Now here the logic, like if it's insurance, give the insurance based upon if he's met the conditions or the criteria. So that is how that works, right? So that is the business logic, and the encryption happens at the smart contract level, right? So whenever you write something, it is immutable. You'll not be able to change it. If you want to change it, you have to create a new smart contract. So that smart contract executes, and a little processing fee is charged, and that automatically gets deducted from the wallet that is connected, right? And the network gets the update. Basically, for example, so and so transaction has happened, and that is available on the shared ledger to everyone, right? So this is how the smart contract works. Okay, so how many of you are clear that, like, at least on the initial idea of how a smart contract works, right? So it checks if the conditions are being met. Based upon that, the agreement happens, right? So encryption is something that is happening during this process, and all the execution and processing will charge a very minimal amount of fee called the gas, right? So that is how a smart contract works, and we'll see tomorrow and day after how to write a smart contract also, right? Thank you so much for joining in today. So I hope this was a valuable session to many of you, right? Okay, so if you found this valuable, type V in the chat box. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you so much, Vivek. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Sujit. Right? So how the program works is, thank you so much, Vishal. So we are going to give more details on our day 4 and day 5. There we will be giving you an understanding of our bigger course also, which is blockchain bronze, where you will have the skills to even code and also write smart contracts by yourself, and you will understand how big the opportunity is, right? So all of those details we are going to share, but to give you an idea of, because this particular 4 to 5 days program is something that is part of the program, the bigger course, which is the blockchain bronze. And this blockchain bronze, many people are asking what is the cost of it. So the cost for the blockchain bronze is 6,999. Okay. And yeah, so basically these particular programs are free. The 5-day program, the workshop, and the certification does not charge you anything. But if at all you're serious, and if you feel that you can take a step forward in becoming a blockchain professional, I'm definitely I'll suggest you make your mind think about it and go forward, right? So how many of you are willing to make a career in this growing field, which is blockchain? Type me in the chat box. Thank you so much, Vivek. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Prashant. Right. So basically, if at all anybody, let me share the link of the community access also. We have a community which is over 1,000 people. In that, if at all you're planning on to take it seriously and join the program also, if you're making a decision to join it before we end our program, you will get a cashback of additional 500 rupees as well, right? So this is the link that I've shared on chat, right? So let me also share it for our friends on YouTube. Great. Okay. So we have a lot of people who are joining us on our social channels. So the link to the session or the payment link also is live. Okay, so here is the detail from the team. If at all you are willing to go forward for the program also, you can leave your details so that our team can reach out and help you further, right? So I request, if at all you are serious and you want to consider the building a career in blockchain, our goal is to make it easier for everyone, right? So how we are doing it for the 5 day, we are doing it for whole of our program as well, right? So thank you so much, Vivek, and you can leave your contact details so that team can reach out to you. Great. So that was an amazing session. I hope to see you all tomorrow as well. Thank you so much. We will be concluding with our open technique, and then we'll call it a day. Amazing. I request you to close your eyes. This is a different version of the Ho'oponopono, which is called the career Ho'oponopono. We're going to talk to our career, and we are going to use the 4 statements, which is: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Okay, so I request you to close your eyes, relax your breath, relax your forehead, relax your eyes, relax your shoulders, relax your back, and relax your feet. I request you to put your hand on your heart and repeat the statements. I am responsible for myself and my career. Dear career, I'm really sorry for not taking care of you. Please forgive me, dear career, for not taking care of you, for putting so much stress on you. Please forgive me, dear career, for not giving you enough time and practice. Thank you, dear career, in spite of all the situations, for taking care of me and fulfilling all your duties. Thank you so much. I know that I have not told you many times, dear career, I love you, even in your current situation and in any situation. Thank you so much. So you can rub your hands together and put that energy to your face. Okay. Take a deep breath. Amazing. So you can put one word in the chat box. How was the experience? What is the result of this Ho'oponopono technique? Calm, peaceful, relaxing, amazing, heavenly. That's really nice. Thank you so much, everyone, for being comforting. Vivek is comforting. Yes, thank you so much, Vivek. So Vivek sir, if that is possible, maybe may I know which city you are from and what is your current background? Bangalore. Wow, that's great. So what would you be comfortable in unmuting and stating?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Vivek.
Sir, I'm a third-year student, sir.
Oh, that's really nice, Vivek.
Edtech.
Amazing. You're doing in Bangalore. So you
Yes,
are doing group?
What's up?
Which group you are in?
I didn't understand, sir. Means group.
Which specialization you are in your BTech?
Yes, sir. CSC.
Yes. Okay, that's really nice, because we have a lot of people who are from Bangalore who are into CSE or and different other specialization of BTech in our community. They are doing very good. Thank you so much for the interest also, Vivek. So how is the session for you? What is the result before and after?
Sir, it's nice. I get to know a lot about blockchain. I'm actually interested in this field, but I'm very new to this.
Yeah. So basically, the intent of the program is to make it easier for us to take a step forward, because many times what happens is we do not have enough knowledge and we're not able to take that step. But once you understand a little about the program and a little about the essentials of blockchain fundamentals, it becomes easier to take a step, right? So
sir.
yeah, I would be super keen if you are even planning to join the community, because in our community we have a lot of people who help each other, right? And
Yes, sir. I would
yeah,
like to.
100%, because now in this current, if at all you are, in third year, soon you will be able to, understand, because the certification that we have is an IIT Madras certification. So the certification definitely adds value to your resume, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
we have in our community from people from all ages, people who are shifting careers, people who are moving from non-tech to tech, but people who are already in same line and who are about to pass out, they are at a very good advantage.
Yes, sir.
So I definitely request you to get in touch with the team and consider this seriously.
Yes, sir. I want to, sir.
100%. Thank you so much, Vivek. It was really nice interacting to you.
Thank you,
God,
sir.
you all best wishes. Amazing. Thank you. So thanks everyone. We'll see each other tomorrow again.